All right, everyone, welcome to the latest episode of Bridge City. Sam, we'll just jump straight into it because well, as of recording, it's
Very late.
20 past 9, and I need to go to bed real soon. Um, Guys, Sam was away down in Melbourne on the weekend, so he missed the game. He was at his friend's 40th, so shout out to Connie.
Happy
Uh,
birthday.
Happy birthday, Connie! Welcome to the 40 Club, mate. Sam, you'll be there later on in the year.
Yep.
Yeah, so I went to the game against Adelaide with Dad, and Sam, you've just watched the some of the highlights just then. You didn't manage to watch the replay of the game at all, did you?
No, my plan was to watch the replay on the plane, but I, yeah, it turns out you don't have Wi-Fi on a plane, so um, yeah, that's just my naivety and my lack of travel showed through, and was like sitting there, loaded it all up, watched like 3 minutes into the game, and then it stopped. I'm like, oh, that's right. I forget that I'm in the air and on airplane mode.
Yeah, you
So
gotta. I think some of them. I don't know. I don't fly that much, so I think some of them. I think you can pay for Wi-Fi, or some of the
yeah,
longer
I think
flights
so.
can get it.
Yeah.
But
My flight
yeah.
home
So
was ghetto airlines on the flight home with no USB charger, no access to like their internet thing where you can watch video, nothing. So I literally just put music on and meditated because at my height you just end up doing this on a on the seats and it's not comfortable. So I just sat there doing this the whole time. Just
So Sam was down sweltering at a 40th birthday party in the Melbourne heat wave,
Yep.
and we were sweltering. It was quite hot at the game. I went with Dad, and we were running a little bit late because I ran down to jump in Dad's car. I drove him up, and
Yep.
my phone was on like 1%.
No.
Um, so we had to go and buy a charger for Dad's car for the phone. So by the time we'd mucked around doing that and got moving, once again we basically pulled up, got in the stadium, sat down, and the game started. So and I actually had a couple of friends of mine from like the music scene in Brisbane, Adam and Peach, and a couple of I think it's their girlfriends. Yeah, their girlfriends were there as well.
Yep.
They were sitting like two rows behind us. So I missed the kickoff because I was too busy saying hello and having a chat with them. Um, then I got a text from Woods asking if I was at the game, and I was overstimulated. So the start of the game is a bit of a blur for me, and it's a bit like that for the first probably half an hour or so. Actually, like it was end to end, mate. Like
Yeah, it
um,
seemed like it. Yeah, it was just full on flow. Like everyone forgot that they can just hold on to a ball and defend.
well, so we started with Jay O'Shea at the right.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
he was out on the right, and then so you had Mulroney and Klein in the middle, Long and Roos up top, Salas, McGarry, Valkanis, Ludwig, and Fracas.
Yep.
I think that's how we started. And like we looked pretty good. We pressed. I mean, I just had a look at the stats before, and we had 20 shots on goal.
Yeah.
Nine of them were on target. We only scored two of them, and they had far fewer shots, far fewer on target, but they had the X factor in that second half. But it was, mate, it was so frustrating. Like it was great to watch them playing some nice, exciting football. You know, we almost had 10,000 people there, so it was like the biggest crowd of the season. Um, Once again, it's kind of disappointing we didn't crack the 10K. And again, it's really disappointing that we've lost like that at home.
At home, in front of the big crowd again.
In front of a building crowd, so it's going to be hard to get these people that the club are trying to bring back, and the newer casual supporters. It's going to be hard to bring them to games if they keep losing at home. That's
Very
Redcliffe
true.
and Redcliffe and Suncorp now. Like it's fine. It's good that we're winning away every now and then, but yeah. I think like I saw some comments maybe on Instagram or on the Facebook group or something. Some people were saying that Long looked really shit. I don't believe that. I think he actually looked pretty good. Had one shot that hit the post and then came off the keeper. Like
How did that not go in?
any other day that goes in, you know.
Yeah.
And then obviously in the second half he banged a scorcher in front of the den. But in that first half, it was just like besides Sammy Klein's really weird long range pass into the back of the net, it didn't feel like we were going to score a goal there for a while because it was
No.
just. And the worst, I think it was must have been in the second half. Yeah, man, the ball. I don't know, like who spun it in or whatever, but the ball hit Roos on his leg and went away from the goal, and he was standing on the goal line, unmarked. All he had
Did
to
it
do
really
was,
hit Roots though? Because in that replay, it looks like the defender gets in front of it.
I
Does it
don't.
go away from
It looks
because
like
it's
it hits
obviously
his. It looks like he's just standing in the completely wrong direction, like he's facing backwards out of the goal, and the ball just hits his legs. And I'm pretty sure that's well. That's. I
yeah.
mean, I was right there. Maybe the post was in our way a little bit, but I'm pretty sure they showed the replay, and everyone's just looking at each other like, how has he missed that? Like, what the fuck? Um, and it was kind of like that, and that's like going back to old Brisbane Roar days.
Yep.
Queensland Raw days, like just couldn't fucking buy a goal. And then, we eventually, Kleiny got his goal and Long got his. But once again, like goals in quick succession after we score.
Yep.
So, yeah, I feel like the second half, Adelaide came out firing and we came out flat. And Michael Valkanis admitted that in the
Okay.
press conference after the game. We were flat and they were just all over us. I think in the first half, I've got a feeling the stats possession wise would have been like probably 65% possession to us.
Oh wow,
Um,
so head swung.
yeah, yeah, and then it swung big time. Second half, like to their credit, they made some changes at half time. They brought on then late they brought on DeCooley, Padash Madanya. Obviously at halftime they brought on young Brody Burkett. Haven't
Yep.
heard of him before, and what a way to announce
Everyone
yourself,
knows
mate.
about him now.
Perfect hat trick, right foot, left foot header.
So
Um, yeah, but it was so frustrating. Like just the wind just continually getting blown out of our sails, like the
yeah.
Wellington game at Redcliffe, big crowd in a small stadium. Sun was shining. It was a great vibe. And then it was just like someone put a pin in the balloon, and
Yeah.
it was exactly the same. And it made me
That's all.
feel really similar to, I don't know if it was last season. Was it last season or the season before where we did the exact same thing at home to, I believe it was Sydney, and they beat us 3-2, or I'm pretty sure, and they scored like a last minute equalizer like 2 minutes after we'd scored a goal.
Yeah.
Um, and just very similar, you just feel like the whole stadium just goes completely quiet. I mean, to the Dens' credit, they still make some noise, but yeah, sort of hard to sort of rack my brain and think of like in terms of standout performances for me, Sam Klein once again
Good.
in midfield bossed it. Um, Besides that, like O'Shea, I think we looked okay with O'Shea on the right and Klein and Myroney running things.
Okay. That
But
that was going to be my first question. So yeah, that's good to
um,
see.
yeah, but I guess this comes back to my, the way that the reason why I don't think it was also that good comes back to what I've been saying for the last couple of weeks. Sorry, I'm trying to wrap my tired brain around what I wanted to say. We've got no pace. We've
Yeah.
got no pace. Roos has got a touch of pace. Long's got a touch of pace, but Long's in his 30s. Roos hasn't done much. O'Shea's in his late 30s. He's got, you know, he hasn't got pace.
No.
Adelaide showed when they brought Burkett, Medania, and Dakuli on, they got pace and they just smashed us and smash and grab. And it's not so much pace in terms of like, like a flying winger just being able to get in behind
Yeah, yeah,
us. It's the ability to get to the ball quickly, like
yeah.
the ability to shut down, the ability to attack, to get to players defensively as well. Like we really lacked that pace. It felt like we were sort of really chasing shadows in that second half. Um, yeah, it's just I can't
Did
really.
they, I didn't actually look. Did they um make all those like a whole bunch of changes at halftime, or was it just Brody that
Adelaide.
came at halftime?
I believe I can't remember, mate.
I'm
Um,
scrolling, so I'll have a look.
yeah, I believe I know Burkett came on it.
Oh yeah, so 46th minute they brought Burkett on for Anselmo, and then Jovanovic on for Riak.
Yeah, yeah. So
Then literally
Jovanovic,
50-minute goal.
Jovanovic is quick too. And yeah, like in the first half, like with Anselmo on there, he was a big presence, and I think he maybe only had one chance, but I felt like Valkanis and Ludwig, Ludwig shut him down really well.
Yep.
Um, but obviously that pace of Jovanovic, Burkett, and then later on in the half when Madanya and Tukuli came on, they just we couldn't get the ball off them, and they were just streaking past us, like just ripping past Salas down there on our right. And I think that's where they scored two, maybe all three of their goals. I think came from out that way. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think they did.
I think they did.
Yeah, so I mean, I had a quick watch of the highlights just before the little 3 minute highlight package, and the one thing that really stood out for me out of the three goals was the third one. Um, the move that Burkett puts on Volcanis is
Yep.
magic. If you go and watch it, he does a
I'm
little
bringing it back up now, so yeah.
like a little shake and bake. Like here,
Chicken birthday?
yeah, he just does him like a dinner. If you can watch you're watching the replay now.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
gonna pull it up and have a look.
he steps into his line of sight, which brings Volcanis towards him, and then bang, he's gone, and then he gets the header on the early cross. It's a really nice little move, just a little jink.
You can even see it's just
Yeah, he knows straight away that he's been done. And then once again with that third goal as well,
yeah.
again, it's what I've been. If anyone's been listening to the podcast for the last three seasons now, going back to the first couple of episodes, like the thing that Sam and I really love to see is early crosses going in.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I think it was DeCooley again from the left.
Yeah.
That beat his man, put the ball in, and then the defender on the back foot. Burkett gets the jump, the early jump on the header, and the ball's
Little
in the
tip
back of the
over.
net. Yeah,
Did we leave our substitutions too late? Because we put on D'Agostino and Dench in the 77th minute, and then Emmett Shaw came on in the 82nd minute.
yeah. I think we probably did leave him a bit too late because Adelaide just had the jump on us for the whole game. And Daggers looked pretty good when he came on. There was a couple of moments there where you can tell that he's obviously maybe only had one or two training sessions with the boys.
Yeah. Which is
Just
going to
the awareness and the communication and stuff was a little bit off on a couple of plays, like where he's made a run and the player didn't play it, or they played it back to where he came from, sort of thing.
yeah.
That happened a couple of times, but he looks like compared to Roos, like he's a striker. His
Should
movement's
we
really
have
good.
kept Long on and taken Roos off, really?
Um, I don't know. It's going to be a balancing act for Valkanis now, like because I think Vidic is a good. He holds the
Yeah.
ball up well. He's direct. He tries to take players on. Daggers is direct. He likes to take players on. Longy's direct and he likes to take players on. And all three of them have got. I mean, I would say that Daggers and Chris Long have probably got similar body types in terms of like their build. Um,
Okay.
and then obviously Vidic is a couple of inches taller than him and has got a pretty big frame. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's going to probably take a game or two for them to figure out which combinations work best. But for me, yeah, I think unfortunately, I think Roos was a little bit disappointing. And to be honest, I think he's been pretty disappointing this season as a whole. What about you?
Yeah, he has been for me. Like he hasn't like you see it, but it's he just hasn't been able to finish it off. And I
Yeah,
feel like Vidic is a better player to have on the field than him. But Roos, like the at the 65th minute, like we've put Vidic on for Roos, where I'm sort of like, well, why are we making that change with just one
one
player?
substitution.
Yeah, it sort of felt like why did we leave all these other ones till yeah, like what 10 minutes to go sort of thing?
Yeah, and it was a really attacking bench when you look at it too. I think Dench, who has played left
Yeah,
back for us when he's come on, I think he was basically the only player with any kind of defensive ability on the bench. It was like Daggers, Lawton, Hall, um, Shaw. It was like a really attacking bench. So I feel like Valkanis, I think, probably missed a trick. I think he probably should have brought some fresh players because it was so hot as well. It was fucking hot there.
yeah,
Like,
that's what I mean. Yeah, so
um,
they seem to have done like a fresh change to like yeah at half time to yeah get fresh legs straight into there, and then yeah, and then injected them a little bit later, about the 65th minute,
yeah,
and
and
put
I feel
more.
like that's when we should have made our changes. Was
Yeah,
around about that 60th minute. I think is when we. I mean, obviously, Daggers just got off a plane, but so he only got about 15 minutes. Yeah, I think we probably could have done with half an hour out of him, to be honest. But yeah, for me, mate, I mean, we'll get onto the YouTube. There's only a couple of YouTube comments from last week. We'll get onto them in a sec, but
and no
yeah, I just
horror. So
Hall didn't come on. I don't know if Henners would have done that much. Like I feel like the way that we're playing this year, we're not getting the most out of Henry.
okay,
Um, I feel like he's better when he's in and around the 18-yard box. Um,
definitely, yeah,
you've seen that because every time he's in the 18-yard box, he scores a goal.
yeah, that's it. Eh? As soon as
Yeah,
with speed in there, he knows how to turn and get in
yeah.
between them. So
He's not express. He's not quick, so he's not going to be the player that gets in behind the lines and streaks away to score goals. He needs those second or third balls that fall to him in the 18-yard
yeah,
box. Um, yeah, I think once again, just before we went live, I was just having a quick think. Like I was obviously, I think Roos has been a bit disappointing. I think it's horrible to say it, but I think Vrakis is taking up a visa spot and is taking up a spot for someone who could be performing better in the team as well. I don't
yep,
know. I don't see him adding anything to the team that one of those players on the bench, like Shaw or one of these other Lawton or one of those guys, could be offering and freeing up a visa spot to bring in potentially a pacey winger or yeah. I think he's been very ineffective and not impressive at all.
yeah. You know, I
Um,
completely agree with that. I feel like Salas is doing a lot of the heavy lifting in that area.
yeah,
Whereas, yeah, if he had, I don't even know who in front of him, he would, yeah, definitely benefit a lot having someone that helped.
yeah, definitely,
Breakfast
yeah.
always seems to pop up like either in the center of defense or in the center of attack. I never see to see a lot of him out the right hand side where he's supposed to be. So,
And I think that's probably got something to do with why we sort of got sprung on that right hand side a little bit for those three goals. And it wasn't just those three goals; it was like a constant barrage,
yeah.
you know, like because yeah, I don't know exactly what it is that Fracas is bringing to the team that one of the other players couldn't. I was just having a quick look, like just as an example, like when you look at Fracas, who's taking up a visa spot, you look at like what the Wanderers have done in the transfer window. They brought
Yep.
in Ryan Fraser, signed directly from, believe it's Southampton. Had
Oh,
15,
that's right. Yes, this is the guy that you were talking about. Yep.
yeah, 15 appearances in the championship this year. Played his first game for the Wanderers the other night. He only came on for about 15 minutes, completely changed the game. He's quick, he's direct, he gets the ball, he runs straight at goal, he can put a cross in. He could have scored before he did score his goal. He probably could have scored or set up two or three goals in that time, and then eventually got his goal. So that's the impact that you want from a visa player.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Want them to be head and shoulders above. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, what's the point in spending money on a visa player if you're, yeah, not going to have that impact? So,
yeah, and I think they've missed a trick with Rackus. He's got to do something. I don't know how long his deal is. I've got a feeling it's only for a year, from
I think
memory.
most of what would have happened this year would have been only for a year because, yeah, it's was sort of up in the air as to what was happening coach wise and whatnot until everything got sorted. So I think a lot of players were signed without knowing what was going to be happening in the second year.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I've got a feeling he's only here for a year, and honestly, if something drastic doesn't happen in this last second half of the season, yeah, I think we've got to let him go and potentially look at bringing some of these younger guys through, like Dench and Shaw and a couple of the other youngsters that we've seen throughout the year. One thing that is very worrying, mate, is I had a look at the ladder before, so we've slipped to sixth now.
yeah,
Um, and if you look at current form over the last 5 games, we're the worst team in the competition.
yeah. I was
Four
gonna
losses.
I have that stat literally sitting here waiting as well. Yep. So
Yeah,
very, very worrying.
yeah. That's 4 losses out of the last 5 games now. And obviously, we spoke about it in the last episode, which I thought was possibly a season-defining win for us. The fact that we've had that glut of games away and in the space of such a short time, but the fact that we haven't got a point out of some of those games is very worrying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
And the
coincides with
fact
Herring.
that between like eighth and first is only 5 points. Like it really, yeah, really mattered a lot to get that extra 3 points somewhere within there, or the extra 1 point somewhere within there. Like it drastically changes where you are on the ladder. Just that
Yeah,
one win, that one loss. So it's yeah, it's difficult this year. Like you, yeah, like the people that are sitting at the top right now might not be at the top at the end of the season just from one loss between now and then. Like it's yeah, crazy.
look, but before we get into, I don't know if you've had to think about your 3-2-1s for the Blyberg Award, mate, for the Blyberg medal.
And I guess I could give some, but yeah, I don't really have any because I haven't watched the whole game. So
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I'll have to have a really good think about it. Well, actually, you know what? I didn't even think about it. We should have led the episode off with it. Want to send our condolences to the Vidicic family.
yes, saw that.
Yeah,
Fuck hell,
Rado Vidicic. I'm pretty. Rado was like
horrible.
the founding assistant coach with Blyberg, wasn't
Yeah,
he? Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, lost his battle with cancer. So yeah, thoughts are with Dario. Obviously, ex-Brisbane Roar player himself, and
yeah.
all of the Vidicic family. That's really sad. Um, poor old Rado didn't have the best time as head coach for us.
No, well, interim head coach was he? It wasn't.
I think he was officially made head coach, like not just an interim head coach. I think he was made like the head coach for the last part of the season that he was took over. In the air was not very good, the poor bugger. Um, but Dario and Rado, they played a big role in bringing Besart Berisha
Yeah, true.
to
Yep,
to the club.
yep.
So yeah, obviously club legend, Rado Vidosic. So rest in peace, Rado. Yeah, we appreciate everything that you did for the club, and
Oh,
yeah, best wishes to the family. Um, all right, with that out of the way, I'll just quickly rip through. I think we only had two comments on YouTube this week. Um, or maybe we've got more. Oh yeah, I've got to select unresponded and responded. Okay, we've got a few. We've got a few. Yes. Okay, so this is from Randall Stevens, and I 100% agree with this, Sam. He says, I think we should not accept anything under $1 million for Sam Klein. Next year is the last year of his scholarship contract.
yep, I totally agree. And if he's if we're not going to be serious with him and give him a real contract, then yeah, sell him for yeah, minimum 1.5. Like he is worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they need to get him, they need to upgrade his contract ASAP from a scholarship
Yeah.
contract to a full contract. And even if
Yep.
they only offer him 2 years on a full full
Lock it
contract,
up.
then at least, lock in those clauses, the on-selling clauses and all those things. Obviously, if he's on a scholarship contract, that means that he's quite possibly not being paid all that much as well.
No.
So that would obviously take up a bit of cap room, but I don't care. We need to hold on to him, especially because O'Shea's not getting any older, any younger. Sorry, and we're going to have to look to the future without Jo. So we had a little glimpse of it on Saturday with Maroney and Klein with O'Shea out on the right. So yeah, I think they got 100%, mate. We agree with that. Jonas says, "Hey fellas, would love a little recap of the women's team this season. Great energy and vibe at Spencer Park. Would be great to have you guys down for a game." As I replied to him, I just said, "Hey mate, we struggle to get time to make it to the men's games and find time to do the podcast just about the lads without adding the ladies to the mix. But of course, we do support them as well."
Yep.
Yeah, and that's Sam and I sort of made that. Oh, hello, Rogue. If you guys are watching on YouTube, official dog, Bridge City Dog, is making a little appearance. um, yeah,
She
we
can
just like,
she can smell the spaghetti bolognese on the bench and is very worried that it's gonna go off and is letting me know.
um, yeah, we like Sam and I made the decision like when we first started doing the podcast that you know we're fully invested in the men's team, like we have been since season one, and
Yeah.
it would be disingenuous of us to try and incorporate talking about the women's because we don't typically watch it.
No.
And so, that's just
If the opportunity arises and I'm sitting down and able to watch it, hell yes, I'm watching it. But yeah, like even the other day when we were at that double header, like little like 10-month-old can only handle one game.
yeah,
So it's very hard to sit through the whole double header and yeah, and give them that time of day. It does suck, but
yeah,
that's yeah, we've got limited time to focus on the energy of this and like I found myself last year not even really watching the A-League, just watching Raw games. Like it was just so busy back then. So I mean, yeah, it's just gotten busier for me. So
yeah. It's like we don't want to do it just out of like a token sort of thing. Like, like that's just the honest truth for us. So it's not that we hate women's football or anything like that, but I
mm,
mean, we gas bag about one fucking men's game for over an hour. So and I don't think anyone wants to hear us going on for 2 hours. So
yeah, that's
yeah,
it.
look, we'll like would like to get to a game or two, but like we said, mate, it's just very, very busy, and we live a little bit far away to be doing it all the time. Woods says Myroni is the Nathan Lyon of the Roar. Dude's looked 45 since he was 18.
Poor guy.
Um,
Uh,
my little reply to him, I said, our very own Scott Minto, who used to
yes.
play for the Brisbane Broncos, and his nickname was 4020 because he looked 40, but he was only 20. And
Got
yeah.
me. So, oh yeah, man. He
What else?
he looked older than Wayne Bennett.
Yeah. Yeah, Scott Minto did. Yeah. All right. GLB 7897 says, agree that was a huge win. This is obviously talking about the Perth game. If they lost, their self-belief could have really plummeted and the amount of pressure on them would have been much higher. Not only did they win, they won by controlling possession for large portions of the game, not just sitting back and kicking long balls up the field.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. And someone, Hitchy, replied to that and said, not to mention in front of a massive Perth crowd as well. So, yeah, that felt really good. But, I mean, you can imagine how good it felt for Adelaide to get one back on us as well in front of the home crowd as well.
Get in front of us on the ladder as well. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Skeekiest. So we're getting a couple of comments we haven't had before. So thank you very much, guys. If that was your first time leaving a comment on the video. Skeekiest says, arguably our most important win in a good few years. Do you lads think we'll make finals? Sam, over to you. What do you think?
there's no reason we shouldn't. We're sitting up there where we should be at the moment, and we just need to work on this second half of the year. Like we've done one part, and now the second part starts.
Yeah,
And I feel like the first part was the hard part. So it's only going to get easier for us because the team's only going to know each other better.
yeah,
We're only going to, yeah, the only thing that could fail from here is injuries. And if, yeah, I don't know if something terrible happens that at outside of the actual field itself. But
hmm
yeah, but there's no reason we shouldn't. We're sitting what sixth,
six
sixth,
at the
yeah,
moment. Yeah.
at the moment. Like yeah, there is definitely no reason we shouldn't be in the finals.
I would
If we
tend
don't
to.
make the finals, I'm not going to be like, oh, what the fuck? Like, I understand where we're at, but yeah, like we could finish top three. Like
Mm,
going through the games that we've got left and whatnot, there is no reason why we couldn't be up there. It's just a matter of yeah, finishing those created chances.
I feel like obviously we brought Daggers in. We haven't made any other signings yet. Yeah, I feel like the other teams are recruiting really well mid-season.
Yep.
And this is the sort of thing I mentioned a couple times now that I'm kind of worried about is that we, a couple of injuries, a couple of things don't go our way, a couple of results don't go our way, and then the wheels could potentially fall off. And I mean, now we're in the middle of a four-game, 4 out of 5 losses in the last 5 games. So
Yeah.
something needs to change. I think we need a higher quality centre back, an experienced centre back. I think Ludwig is good. I think Valkanis is solid. I still think Valkanis is young and needs someone. He needs like a Tom Aldred or a
Yeah.
Ferreira from Melbourne City, or like these quality centre backs that are sort of like smattered around the A League and that we've had in the past as well. I think we really need to bring in a centre back, and we need to bring in someone with some pace. Like if we need a. That's
A
what we
right
need.
wing would be amazing. So someone
Right
with a bit
wing.
of right wing that's got pace and can put a ball in the middle of the field.
Yeah, yeah, and I
Literally all
think
that to be able to do.
that's You put the ball in the middle, and Daggers and Vidic and Long will put them away for sure.
Yeah.
So I think if we can do that, then I think we've
Just
got a
get
chance.
like a one Mata or something like that. That'd be
Oh fuck, he's been good. He's been so good this season. I don't know what the hell Stajic did with him last year, but fuck, he cooked it because he's absolutely on
isn't
fire.
that funny? It amazes me that it's someone of his quality was having a shitter even in the A League. Like,
Oh, I just couldn't get on the pitch. He didn't play him. I mean, to Dillis's credit, he's like, "Fuck, I got one of the greatest footballers of the modern era. I'm gonna put him on."
yeah,
And yeah, and he's putting it on. All right, last comment from Vinyl Terrier 64, who I believe is possibly a first time replier as well, commenter. Um, they said, great timing for the release. I'm about to listen to the latest pod as I head to Suncorp from the sunny coast on my regular pilgrimage. So shout out to you, another coastie heading to the Roar games.
A few.
Said he said looking forward to a 3-1 win against Adelaide. Well, unfortunately. And he said, if my prediction's right, do I get a burger from your sponsor in waiting? You'll have to
Yes.
hand deliver it, as I don't think they have any stores between here and Suncorp. Cheers for the great podcast. You were wrong, so no Broken Hearts Burger Club for you.
Now you owe us too.
Yeah, you owe us. You owe us some Broken Hearts Burger Club. Um, all right, that's all of the YouTube comments, mate. Let me quickly just grab my phone, which is on charge 2 seconds away. I think we've got a comment on Spotify as well.
Oh, cool. That'll be really good. Yeah, we I actually was thinking about that the other day. Do we get anything on Spotify and is there anything on Apple that you can actually make comments as well?
No, I
No.
don't think so. It's just you just leave a review on Apple. What if we've only got a couple of minutes or a minute and a half left? We're not going to
Get
get
it
to
in
the
there.
three. We're not going to get to the 3-2-1s this week. Um,
I'll rewatch and then I will post my 3-2-1s so that we can just put it up on the
okay.
social.
Yep. Um, yes, this is 2 weeks ago. It came from Jog R90. Hey boys, started listening to you guys before the Auckland game. Enjoyed this pod, even if it was short. I was at the game and it was a tough watch. Smoked in the midfield, and when we did get the ball, we didn't do a lot. That said, hoping for another pickup. P.S. I'm interested in grabbing some of your merchandise.
Sweet.
So
Cool.
thank you. Yeah, we'll have more to come on that very soon. Yeah, obviously, Sam, we're about to run out of time, mate. So
Yep.
send me a video of your 3-2-1, and I'll put something together. You post it on TikTok. I'll post it on Instagram, and fingers crossed it doesn't go to absolute shit against the Jets, who are on fire at the moment
Yep.
on the weekend. All right, thanks
I'm not
everyone for
expecting
listening. Sorry, Sam. What was that?
not expecting too much from this weekend's game, but if we do,
Uh, put $20 on Eli Adams to score a goal
I
against
already
us.
have.
Yep.
I was going to mention it earlier and I didn't, but yes, there is currently that.
Hey everyone, sorry about that. Sam and I ran out of time. We reached our 40-minute time limit on Zoom for our Zoom call. If you've made it this far, we really appreciate you watching and listening. And if you're watching on YouTube and you haven't subscribed to the channel, we'd really appreciate it if you can do that. We'd like to try and hit over 100 subs by the end of the season. And if you're listening on Spotify, Apple, or wherever else you happen to be listening, if you can leave a comment there, leave a comment. If you can give us a rating, that would really be awesome. That would help the content get distributed to other like-minded people, other Brisbane Roar fans. And yeah, if you feel like you know someone who would probably be interested in, hearing us yap about the same old shit every week, please send either the podcast or the video to them. And yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, drop a comment down below with your thoughts on that game and your thoughts on the upcoming game against Newcastle as well, and we'll read them out. Leave your score predictions there. We'll see if anyone can get close this time. And yeah, keep an eye on the Instagram and the TikTok. Sam and I will put our 3-2-1s for the Blyberg medal points up there as soon as we get a chance to. All right, I'm going to get this video up and sorted for you guys. Cheers.